Hello, good afternoon everybody. Thank you for coming. Today I'm going to be conducting an impromptu speech for advanced public speaking and for Mrs. Macarena Hernandez's class. Today I'm going to talk about either travels, family, education, and professional life. So by a show of hands, let's take a vote and see which topic all of you would like me to speak about. So the first one is travels. Anybody? Okay, two of you. Family? Education? And professional life.
Oh, right here.
All right, so you got, okay, great. Professional life is the winner. All right, so give me just a second. I'm going to jot down a couple of notes. Okay, let's go and get started. My name is Sonia Smith. For some of you who do not know who I am, I'm going to tell you a little bit about where I started my current profession, and that is I started working in the banking industry. That was back in 2002. I decided to go back to school. This was way back, like I said, in 2002. I went to Delmar College. I started a certificate, advanced certificate, I started a certificate program in general banking. And after doing that for a little while, I got my certificate, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and put this certificate into practice. So I applied for a job at Frost National Bank in Corpus Christi, and I got hired as a part-time teller. It was a really, really great job. They offered multiple benefits and really took care of their people, so I'm glad for that job. Plus, they put me in a very busy location, so that experience really helped me out in the future. And as I continued working for Frost National Bank, I went to school and I continued to advance in in banking. And after a while, like I said, I decided, well, you know what, why stop there? Might as well go ahead and continue going further. And I did get an associate's degree in banking and finance. So after working for Frost National Bank for a couple of years, our family decided to relocate to Port Lavaca, Texas. And when I moved there, unfortunately, I couldn't transfer with my job because there were no Frost National Banks in Port Lavaca, Texas. The nearest location was actually in Victoria, and it was an insurance company. I wasn't really ready at that time to switch the career that I was going in. I mean, I liked banking, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to start selling insurance. So, plus, that meant that I was going to have to leave my family for 2 weeks if I did take that type of job and go to Oklahoma and do some training there. So that wasn't really going to be feasible for my family. And instead, I looked around for a job. This was probably about 2005 now, and Prosperity Bank was hiring tellers. So I got a job with Prosperity Bank. I started as a part-time teller. Again, all that experience from education and then my experience at Frost National Bank helped me for my new role. Yes, at the time they were just hiring for part-time tellers, but there was definitely an advancement with that job. They offered a lot of opportunities for growth. So when I first got hired, I started at 25 hours a week, and then eventually about 6 months later, I got promoted to a new accounts associate. So that was when we worked, directly one-on-one with customers, opening up their bank accounts and so forth. And probably about a year and 3 months into working for Prosperity Bank, I was promoted to a lobby manager. So they oversee the operations of the bank, with hiring, training people, lots of responsibilities with that job. So I really like that opportunity to advance. They definitely provided that, and you have to have people that are really willing to do that. So me as an individual, I just love learning as much as I could. So I was very grateful for that. But probably around 2008, I decided that I was going to take a little bit of a break from the banking industry, and I wanted to focus more on helping my children with their education. My son had a goal of graduating high school early. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to just kind of devote myself to helping them as much as I can and being there for them. And we did. I did like 4 years of that. So after a while, I decided my son had graduated. He had gone off to the military. And I decided, I'm going to go back to get some more education. And I did. I started going to school at Victoria College and also University of Houston, Victoria. And so I decided, okay, now it's time to get back into the banking industry. And so I started working at Wells Fargo Bank in January of 2013. So that's where I've been so far. And I can tell you that working in a bank has been a very, very good experience. At the same time, I've seen some kind of bad things everywhere from, having a bank robber come in, hold you at gunpoint, going through that experience. I actually wasn't there when the guy was holding the gun. I just walked away, but just the fact of knowing that your bank is being robbed and there's somebody there that's holding a gun, threatening your life is very, very scary. It puts things into perspective when it comes to your priorities in your life, what's most important. And so definitely family to me was like very, very important. And then I've seen situations where, and that was one of the bad stories there, but the good stories too is also seeing people helping customers, helping them build their credit, and helping them, a year later, seeing them get into their dream home, things like that, or putting their kid through college. So the banking industry has a lot of advantages, and they even offer free money to go to school. So hey, work at a job and also have great benefits and get an education. So again, this is just a little bit about my professional life. I want to continue on that path working in the banking industry, and my goal ultimately would be in working in commercial lending. Thank you so much for your time.
Good.